Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Featherman here today, and another video. I promised you guys that I would make a part 4 to what if Deku had a hacker quirk. My family's just having a big ass conversation with my dog. So, this is going to be a somewhat short video. I'll probably make it 10 minutes because I took some sleeping pills, or something to do with that makes me drowsy, and I took them about, let me check, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock, so I took them around like 8-ish, so the effects are starting to kick in, and I'm very tired. So I'm just going to try to get this quick and done. So where we last left off, it was the ghost versus the Nomu. So we continue off there. It is a giant stare down with all the heroes that, well, Aizawa, 13, and the Class 1A. So they're all watching this stare down between Deku and the Nomu. And you know how, like, in anime where, like, the two strong people stare each other down and just, like, nothing happens until, like, someone moves or something hits the floor and then they start squaring off? That's exactly what happens. So Deku and the Nomu are just staring, and like a piece of rock or something just falls and hits, and the Nomu, full speed, like speeds itself at Deku, but Deku hacked its mind, so he knew that it was going to happen, and Deku's just like he comes out and he just like falls, and it goes straight over his head and catches himself and whips out one of his handguns and just starts firing off and start doing some like awesome hand-to-hand combat that the Nomu can. Like, the Nomu is very powerful and very fast, but Deku has the technique down. So he starts like dodging, hitting, punching, and all of that stuff. So when he's fighting, he's like hitting some pressure points on the Nomu, and so Deku now is like a master, or like he's a master of like all weaponry, and he's a mixed martial artist. So he knows a lot about fighting and a lot about pressure points. So he uses all of his techniques to try and put the Nomu down without killing it. But when Deku like punches Nomu like right up here, the Nomu doesn't move and grabs Deku and picks him up and fucking throws him really hard. And Deku's just hitting the floor, sliding, skidding, and then hit like a big concrete wall to where he smacked through that, and there's like a big hole where Deku just flew through. And everyone's like, "Oh my, we need to help him." And Aizawa's like, "No, no one can help him except All Might." And Deku, right, and like his trench coat is completely fucked. His shirt's fucked. Like, he's shirtless, and he's ripped. Like, he's got 12 pack. He's got big muscles and all of that. So he comes out of that, and he's still got his mask on, and he's bleeding, like all the cuts everywhere. And Deku, he's weak at this point. He's very weak. And he gets up and he's like, "Is that all you got, Nomu?" And it just blitzes in and gut punches Deku. And since he's got like a mask on, he spits out blood when he gets punched. So since he's got a mask on, it kind of like flows through the mask and off the bottom, and everyone notices that it's bleeding, and they're like, "We need to help him now." And Aizawa was just like, "I can't. We can't even if we wanted to. This thing has multiple quirks. I can't cancel all of them." And they're like, "Damn, please hurry, All Might." And Deku, he's fighting with every last ounce of his strength, and at this point he's like completely beaten and bloodied all over. Like he's got like a massive cut that goes like from here to like kind of like how Kakashi has like one over his eye, but it goes instead of just like going up to here, it goes up to here and it's bleeding everywhere. And Deku's just like if this keeps going on, he would die. Like he would actually die. So next thing everyone knows that like the Nomu starts running at him again, and everything is like in slow motion. And the next thing that everyone hears is a big bang from the back of the entrance of the USJ. So, and it's All Might, and he's more furious than he was in canon. Because, yes, they did attack the students, but the ghost is there. And since he gave, All Might an ultimatum 10 months ago, or around 10 months, he's like, damn, he's probably gonna give me another ultimatum. And All Might comes in and saves Deku, and he's like, hey, All Might. And he's like, just stay quiet. And he's like, All Might, you're gonna have to beat him and save the students. And he's like, how? And he's like, I don't know. And the Nomu comes in again, and Deku, like, with the last of his strength, push All Might out of the way, because it was going to hit All Might's weak spot. And so Deku pushed him, like, he didn't push him far, but he, like, pushed him like that. And the Nomu just went bang and gut punched Deku really hard, and Deku flies, hits the roof, and then hits the floor, and there's just a crater, or like, I don't know, it's like a meter long, meter wide, and Deku's just in the direct middle, facing up and bleeding out at this point. And All Might goes complete plus ultra that Snapchat, and completely like bosses the Nomu, and he doesn't get as much damaged as All Might did in canon, so he still has, like, he loses a bit of time, but not the same amount in canon. So he defeats Nomu, and he looks up, and there's Shigaraki and Korigiri, and when Deku at this point he's blacking out, and he's like an hour from death. So Deku stands up and like crawls. Well, he doesn't stand up. He crawls out of the crater that was left in the floor, and All Might can barely move. So when Shigaraki starts charging him, Deku is like, I'm sorry, like, he apologizes to himself that he has to do this, and he pulls out his gun and starts shooting Shigaraki. He doesn't kill him, but he definitely shoots through the hand up here, breaks his right collarbone, and shot him like on the right side of his chest, so it's nowhere near his heart. And Shigaraki's like, how is he still alive? And Korigiri gets him out of there. The heroes show up. All Might turns to look at the ghost, completely destroyed, and all the smoke and that is coming off of All Might, and it's creating like a smoke screen between All Might, Ghost, and everyone else. So only All Might knows his identity at this point, because when he does that, he stands up and the mask like falls off, and he sees just this kid, and he's like, "You're just a kid," and then Ghost is like, "All Might, I can't fight anymore. If you want to take me to prison, do it." And he's like, I won't. The first thing I'll do is take you to the hospital. And actually, no. Some of the heroes, like Aizawa, so there's Aizawa, All Might, um, and President Mike were there to, or like all the ones in the teachers council, whatever. So there's like All Might, Nezu, this shooter dude, Aizawa, President Mike, and like those guys are the only ones that see his identity, and they're like, we can give you a proposition, join us at UA, so no, so something like this doesn't happen again, and we won't take you to prison. And Deku is just at this point, he gives up and he's like, okay, but promise me this one thing, please keep my identity a secret. And just and he just falls and passes out. And by this time, he's like 15 minutes away from death. If he doesn't get help now, he is going to die. So everyone, like all the heroes, put his mask back on, and like All Might picks him up and just runs all the way out of the USJ, gets him to like into the ambulance and gets sent to the best hospital that there is. And by this time, Deku has helped a lot, and I mean a fuck ton of people. And like the doctors that were at the hospital that All Might took him to, they see that it's the ghost and they're like, we owe him a lot because he saved a lot of families from being in debt and all of that, like Urarakas, Sui's, and all of that stuff. I can't think of anyone else. So they're like, at least we can do. He's given us so much. Now it's our turn to give back. And almost like, just keep his identity a secret. And they're like, we won't even look at his identity. So they patch him up as quickly as possible. Even Recovery Girl comes in to like help him regenerate or like whatever she does. And the Class 1A students actually come to see the ghost because all of them respect him except Bakugo. Because he's just a fucking fag. So, tell me who. Okay, there is going to be a ship in this. I'm shipping Deku with someone, or okay, it's either gonna be one person or two. So go to the comments and comment one person, well, one girl from Class 1A or two girls from Class 1A, and I'll choose the best decision or like the best girls for Deku at this point. So at this point, all the girls are like they pay their respects and all of that, and it's been a week, and Deku's still in the hospital, and this is where I'm going to leave this video off. Tomorrow I'm going to do more of this part and try to get more out, but this is a short video, so if you like the video, leave a like, let me know what you think of the video, comment all your answers that the ship should be, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, stay golden.